Hi everyone, my name is Kat and today I'm going to be showing you guys my Acne full coverage foundation routine. Yeah, this is the first time I'm ever really in front of a camera that I'll have all my makeup off and I'm not really hiding behind my makeup, which is kind of unnerving, but I feel like now's the time to kind of break out of my shell. I mean, I'm going to edit this, like, and I feel like life's too short to feel like I need to hide, and I need to kind of gain that confidence. And of course I'm kind of scared what people will say, but at the same time I feel like this is my skin, I can't really do much about it right now, and I just want to show you guys the honesty of my makeup. And I do it because I love my makeup and I love doing makeup, and makeup is my passion. I don't do it for other people. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and please make sure to subscribe down below and comment what other videos you guys want to see. But on that note, let's get into the video. I'm going to start with a moisturizer because even though you have acne, you really need a moisturizer because your skin needs that hydration. So I have this one. It's the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. It's a tiny one because I got it from the dermatologist's office. Okay, so I put it on with a brush so it just really absorbs into my skin. And it just calms it down, because obviously my acne is really irritated and we're not actually sure what kind of acne I have. I don't know if it's hormonal, but I've been on lots of acne medications and nothing has really worked. So yeah. And then that's just gonna like settle in to my skin a tad. Okay. For primer, this isn't my absolute favorite primer, it's just the cheapest one I could find because your girl's on a budget. And this is just like the e.l.f. mineral infused face primer. I don't know, it was $6. It was the only one they really had. And I put this all over to smooth out the texture on my face, because as you can see there is lots of texture. I have lots of dry patches. I do kind of have oily skin, but not really as much. But I guess with people who do have acne, they do get really oily throughout the day. But yeah, I used to use all matte products, but then I figured out that that made my face really cakey and actually really dry looking and not looking a lot like skin. Next I'm going to color correct my red spots that I have. There are lots. So I'm just going to be using the NYX color correcting concealer. I haven't really tried color correcting until now, but this one works okay. Okay. And I apply this with a Sephora concealer brush. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I only really apply it to the most like red spots on my face. I just apply it with the brush and then I like to blend it out with my fingers just so it warms up the product, and then it makes it so it's not a bunch of texture. And then I'm going to blend it in with my fingers. Let me use my mirror. I don't know if this is like actually a good cream concealer because it's not that high coverage, but right now it's gotta work. You just gotta make it work. And I haven't seen this really happen with anyone else, like any other beauty gurus that I watch, but after I put on the green concealer, it kind of turns purple in my acne spots. So I like to use the yellow on here, just on the places that it's the most purple. But next I'm going to be going into my foundation, and I use the Revlon Color Stay in the shade 240. It's a little dark for me because when I bought this I was tan, and now I stay inside all day, so I'm not that tan anymore. So yeah, I'm just gonna blend it down my neck a lot. And when I blended my foundation, I used to use a brush, but then I figured that adds more texture, and so I just use a Real Technique sponge. And this is a lot cheaper than a beauty blender. It's like $10, I think. Isn't it $10? $10. Okay. And this is a medium to full coverage, so you can honestly just build it up, and it doesn't cake up a lot. And I just add kind of more of the foundation onto spots that need it more, than rather putting on a second layer everywhere. Because some places I don't need the extra coverage, but some places obviously do. And I feel like I'm breaking out a lot more today for some reason. So, that's okay. Okay, and then sometimes, even after adding more layers, some spots still kind of show through, so obviously I want to go in with a concealer. I feel like Wet n Wild has been so underrated recently. I don't know. Their products have been really nice. So I got the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and I think it was $4 or $3. I don't know. It was a good price, so I got it. And this isn't the lightest shade, but it's still pretty dark. It's kind of cool tone. And I just put that to conceal the spots. But yeah, as I was saying before, I've been on lots of acne medications and nothing has worked, and that's because I'm allergic to benzoyl peroxide. If I wasn't, it'd probably work. But yeah, I'm allergic to that, and salicylic acid doesn't work on me. So I just had to have prescriptions and all this stuff, and nothing really works. So I'm just kind of dealing with it as life goes. Okay, after that, I'm going to blend that in with a sponge. Good enough, I think. Next I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to be using the Revlon Color Stay in the shade Light Pale. I like to use sometimes the same thing for highlighting as my foundation, so you know that the formula isn't going to like counteract and do weird things on your face. So I highlight under my eyes to cover up those bags because I don't really sleep. I get no sleep. And on the bridge of my nose, because I love contouring my nose. It's like a fake nose job. And on my chin. And this will just kind of bring like the light towards the highest points of my face. And I like to blend out my highlight before I put on my contour. I don't know why. Blend, blend, blend. And then you blend until your hands fall off, because blending is always the key. And this concealer gives pretty good coverage. When I was like talking to myself, I was thinking about that scene, The Incredibles, where he's like, "I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy." Like, as my acne, I'm not happy, Bob. Okay, so for contour, again, Wet n Wild, because this is their Chubby Sticks, and this is the contour one, and the color Oaks on You. Okay. She's feeling it. Okay. Okay. And with that, I'm gonna apply it with an e.l.f. contour brush. It's like a little stippling one. This is also cheap and actually pretty nice in my opinion. And I put this on the hollows of my cheeks. And I try to make like that 3 shape that makeup artists do, even though I'm not a makeup artist. It works, apparently. So you make like a 3 shape on your face. So there's like a shadow. Now I contour my nose. And I'm going to use a Sephora, another concealer brush. And I follow the natural lines on my nose, but make it like really thin. Because I have like kind of a rounder tip and I don't really like that. I wish it was a little bit narrower. And then I do it under my lip again to give the illusion that I have bigger lips when I actually don't. It just makes your bottom look plumper. Also kind of makes you look like like a little mustache under your lip or something. Okay. And then I want to blend it out with my Real Technique sponge. And again, you blend it till your hands fall off because I've tried to do this video probably like 20 times and each time I deleted it because I thought it looked really bad and I didn't know what to do. But now that I have people helping me, that's awesome. We're also filming this pretty late because I put it off all day. All year actually, just kidding. I've been meaning to film this video for a long time. I also didn't want to be in high school when I started my YouTube channel. I don't know why. I just hated high school and I didn't really want anyone to know while I was in high school that I had a YouTube channel. I don't know. I was kind of embarrassed. But now I'm like, I don't really care. I'm gonna bake kind of with the e.l.f. HD setting powder. If you're going out at night and there's gonna be flash photography, do not wear this because there's a lot of flashback and you're just gonna regret it. So just be careful. I wanted to get the Laura Mercier translucent powder, but again, as I said, I'm a girl on a budget. So I can't afford that, unfortunately. And I like to bake like my under eyes with the sponge. And this will help it so your makeup doesn't crease or go away, because I don't know where it's gonna go, but it's gonna go away somewhere. And a lot of people also don't do this, but I bake on my cheekbones, which you're not supposed to, but where like the scarring and stuff is, sometimes when I do a powder contour it'll move around and I really hate that. So I'll like bake on my cheeks. I also bake on my nose contour. And while that's going, I'm gonna do my eyes and eyebrows. While that was baking, I just quick did a little eye and eyebrow action, and I didn't show you guys that because I'm doing a separate video for my everyday makeup tutorial. Okay, so now I'm gonna dust off all that baking powder that I did, and I'm just using the powder brush from Real Techniques because it's really fluffy. And this baking will kind of just act as a highlight almost. I'm just going to be using the same powder to set my entire face because I don't have another powder. So yeah, okay, so taking that powder brush again. I'm tapping off some of the powder so it's not too much and it doesn't make you look really powdery and dry. And I press that into my skin rather than a swiping motion because you don't want to disturb your foundation and all the hard work you just put into it. Now I'm gonna contour slash bronze. I'm gonna be using the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in the color Sunny. I think this is the only color that they have, but whatever. And then I'm gonna be using a complexion brush by e.l.f. And a lot of people swipe it on, but I'm scared that it's gonna disturb my foundation. So I pat it on. But making sure that it's still really blended. So basically I'm just bronzing my face. And just powdering my contour. The cream contour that I put on. And I only put on a little bit on my forehead, just like on the outsides. Because it's already pretty dark. And I'm really not that dark. Not that tan. And I'm gonna put the bronzer on my nose with an e.l.f. fan brush. So I'm just gonna move on to the last step, which is highlighter. I feel like I do this in a weird process, but whatever. Okay, again with the fan brush, I'm gonna be taking this Becca highlighter in Opal. This is the mini one because again, I didn't have money to buy the big one, so I just bought the tiny one. It works. It's lasted me quite a while actually. And put it on my cheekbones. I'm kind of careful not to put it close to where my larger pores are because when you put shimmers on that, it's just gonna make it more apparent that you have a lot of texture. So, okay. And then I highlight down my nose with the same highlight. And I'm gonna put it in my tear ducts so it brightens up my eyes a little bit. I just like to blend it in with the powder brush. Make sure everything's really smooth. And again, I mean, it's usually not like this. I feel like my makeup turns out different almost every day. So sometimes I just don't care if it shows through because it's my skin. What am I gonna do? Yeah. Okay, and to make sure it stays all day, my favorite setting spray right now is the Mario Badescu. Every time I say it, it sounds weird. But I'm going to be using the one with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. It's actually pretty nice. I think it's pretty calming, but you can also do it to set your makeup. So I use it a lot. I use a lot of it. I'm already halfway through. I hate myself because it's so nice. And that's the finished look. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel down below and hit the little notification bell so you guys are notified every time that I post, because the next video that I'm going to be posting is my everyday makeup tutorial. It's not as heavy as this, but it's something that I would wear every day in the summertime. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye!